This is Epic Book Recaps, a podcast that offers complimentary audio summaries of influential nonfiction books making learning a smarter experience. Just Listen by Mark Goulston. Do you find it challenging to connect with someone in your life? This could be a partner, a teenager, or a colleague. At times, it can feel as if you are conversing in entirely different languages. The more you try to engage, the more resistance you may face. Consider life's challenges as barriers. When trying to reach someone who is struggling, it's similar to shouting at a wall. No matter how loudly you speak, your message may not get through. Instead, if you focus on helping them dismantle those internal barriers from within, you can tune into their perspective. Effective communication is less about delivering the perfect message and more about fostering an environment where they feel comfortable sharing their thoughts. The initial goal is to encourage them to listen and engage, rather than pushing them away. Once they start responding and reflecting on your input, they may become more open to change and even find joy in that process. To facilitate this, employ open-ended questions that prompt the other person to elaborate on their feelings and ideas. Whether you're navigating a negotiation, parenting a teenager, or striving to excel in the workplace, the ability to connect with others is crucial for success. By honing your communication skills, you can effectively address a variety of situations, from family conflicts at holiday gatherings to critical emergency negotiations. Effective communication begins in the brain rather than with spoken words. Before you share your thoughts or engage in discussions about responsibilities, it's crucial to ensure the person is mentally present and aware of the level of cognitive functioning they are experiencing. 1. At the most fundamental level, individuals may enter a fight or flight response, rendering them unable to process information. 2. The intermediate level involves emotional responses where thoughts and actions are influenced by feelings such as anger, affection, or jealousy. 3. The highest level of brain function is where individuals can gather, evaluate, and analyze information. This is the optimal level for productive dialogue. However, determining someone's cognitive state can be challenging. For instance, when a child is having a tantrum, it's clear that reasoning with them about tasks like taking a bath or going to bed is futile. In contrast, adult behavior might not be as transparent. You may approach a coworker to offer constructive feedback, only to be met with an outburst of anger and frustration stemming from their personal challenges. The amygdala, a small yet significant part of the brain, plays a crucial role in this sudden shift from calm to agitation. When a person perceives a threat, the amygdala can inhibit higher-level reasoning, pushing the individual into a more primitive emotional state, a phenomenon known as amygdala hijack. This brain region is particularly sensitive to perceived threats, whether to financial stability, lifestyle, or self-esteem. For example, if you were to terminate an employee, their amygdala would activate intensely due to the perceived risk to their financial security and future prospects. If you don't assist them in managing their emotional response, they may become overwhelmed, losing their ability to think clearly. To foster better communication, it's helpful to paraphrase what you've just heard to confirm your understanding and demonstrate that you are actively engaged in the conversation. Another critical aspect that can enhance your communication abilities involves mirror neurons, also known as empathy neurons or Dalai Lama neurons. These neurons enable you to connect emotionally with the experiences of others. Whether it's feeling empathy for a character in a novel or reacting to someone's sour expression while eating a lemon, it is essential to receive empathy from others in return. The absence of this connection can lead to feelings of anger, sadness, or depression. Thus, addressing the needs of others' mirror neuron receptors is vital for fostering understanding, trust, and effective communication. Interestingly, have you ever noticed how contagious yawning can be? According to an article on PositivePsychology.com published in September 2023, mirror neurons are responsible for this phenomenon, as they trigger yawning in response to seeing someone else do it, ultimately promoting social bonding. To effectively manage someone else's emotions, it's essential to first gain control of your own. Encountering a hostile client or an upset teenager can easily lead to emotional overwhelm, and losing your composure in such moments can jeopardize not only the situation but also the opportunity and potentially the relationship at stake. The foundation for success in these interactions is maintaining composure under pressure. Imagine if you could regain your calm and reassess your stance in under 2 minutes. You can achieve stability when faced with an irate partner or a reprimanding boss by employing the 5-step strategy known as OFA way and to OK. 1. OFA and. Acknowledge and label your emotions. If you feel overwhelmed, it's best to refrain from engaging with others until you've processed your feelings. 2. Oh God. Take a moment to breathe and allow your emotions to dissipate. Closing your eyes can help you regain focus. 3. Oh geez. Recalibrate your mindset by revisiting these stages a few times while continuing to breathe deeply. 4. Oh well. Consider what actions you can take to mitigate any fallout and resolve the issue at hand. 5. Okay, take action. With practice, you'll find that you can navigate through these steps quickly. Another crucial aspect of fostering connection is to view the other person as they currently are, rather than how they were in the past or through the lens of your preconceived notions. Rick Middleton, founder of Executive Expression, notes that we often make snap judgments about others based on factors such as gender, age, nationality, education, and emotional demeanor as soon as we meet them. This can lead to premature conclusions and expectations of their behavior before we truly understand them. Consider a colleague you consistently find difficult to work with. You may perceive them as rude or unreliable. Labeling them as a jerk or loser only reinforces this negative perspective. However, it's possible that your judgment is misguided. For example, they may be grappling with personal challenges such as caring for a sick family member or dealing with an addiction which affects their work performance. Instead of resorting to name-calling, strive to understand their circumstances and see them in a new light. Before making assumptions about someone, take a moment to consider their experiences. Lastly, when interacting with someone who is emotionally charged, utilize your mirror neurons. Instead of allowing their emotions to escalate your own, focus on understanding their feelings and the reasons behind them. Everyone desires to feel acknowledged, so it's important to address their emotional state before seeking feedback or offering assistance. You might say, "I can see that you're feeling frustrated with this project. I felt that way before as well. How can I assist you?" This approach fosters empathy and connection, paving the way for constructive dialogue. Effective communication, much like navigating business or sports, operates within a framework of principles and strategies. Mastering these can enhance your emotional intelligence, help you anticipate responses, and enable you to adapt swiftly and with assurance. Below are some strategies to elevate your communication skills. Cultivate curiosity to engage others. Approach conversations as an opportunity for exploration rather than a competitive exchange. Focus on uncovering the narratives of those you interact with. Authentic interest is crucial. Feigning curiosity can lead to mistrust and discomfort when the facade crumbles. Acknowledge everyone's value. It's essential to recognize that even those who challenge us often require validation. For individuals in your personal or professional life who may be difficult, create opportunities for them to feel significant and appreciated. This approach can foster a more collaborative environment. Provide emotional support. When interacting with someone in distress, your first objective should be to alleviate their tension. Picture them as overwhelmed by their circumstances. Rather than adding to their burden, encourage them to express themselves. Listen actively, saying phrases like, "Please tell me more," to facilitate their emotional release and pave the way for constructive dialogue. Ensure clarity through transparent communication. there can often be a disconnect between how you perceive yourself and how others view you. For example, you may see yourself as straightforward and confident, while others might interpret you as abrasive or overbearing. Seeking feedback from trusted friends can provide insights into these discrepancies. Clearly articulating your intentions can help bridge this gap and prevent misunderstandings. Be open about your challenges. Ignoring or suppressing issues can lead to heightened emotional reactions. This is why some individuals may respond disproportionately to minor provocations. By sharing your own struggles and vulnerabilities, you create a safe environment that encourages others to open up and engage in meaningful exchanges. Identify and distance yourself from toxicity. While everyone has moments of negativity or inconsideration, it's important to recognize when these behaviors become toxic. Address any detrimental dynamics in your environment before confronting specific individuals. In cases of extreme negativity, such as bullying or narcissism, it's often best to steer clear of such individuals altogether. Remember, embracing and sharing your own vulnerabilities can enhance your humanity and foster deeper connections with others. Understanding the fundamentals of effective communication equips you with the necessary tools to enhance your skills in various areas, whether it's sales, delivering presentations, or engaging in personal conversations. Moreover, these techniques can also help you manage your internal dialogue, which we all know can be quite harsh at times. Here are some strategies to consider. 1. The impossibility question. Often, a barrier to effective communication arises when the other party perceives your requests as unrealistic. To shift this mindset, present a seemingly unattainable goal, such as achieving a specific revenue target or completing an extensive project, and then ask, what would make this possible? The intent here is to guide the person from a mindset of defeat to one of empowerment, encouraging them to think about the resources or strategies that could help them succeed. Many significant accomplishments throughout history were once deemed impossible before they were achieved. 2. The magic paradox. This approach is particularly useful for breaking down resistance and fostering open dialogue. It leverages the concept of mirror neurons, which are responsible for empathy and emotional understanding. By acknowledging and verbalizing the other person's feelings, you create a space where they feel validated and understood. For instance, if you find yourself at odds with someone, calmly express, "I sense that you might feel overwhelmed by my requests. Is that correct?" If they agree, follow up with, "I can imagine you have valid reasons for feeling this way, and perhaps you find it challenging to express them. Would that be true?" If they disagree, invite them to clarify. If they agree, continue encouraging them to share their perspective, fostering an environment of collaboration and problem solving. 3. The empathy jolt. Anger and empathy cannot coexist, thus shifting from a place of blame to one of compassion can significantly alter the dynamics of a conversation. This technique is especially effective when mediating between two conflicting parties. For instance, as a team leader, you might find yourself facilitating a discussion between two employees, Ben and Jesse, who are experiencing friction. Instead of directly intervening, guide them to reflect on each other's experiences. Ask questions such as, "Ben, what do you think frustrates Jessie the most about working with you? How might that impact her feelings?" Encouraging them to step into each other's perspectives can lead to greater understanding and patience, ultimately improving their working relationship. By giving your full attention to the person you're communicating with, you demonstrate respect and appreciation, which is fundamental to effective dialogue. The following techniques are designed to effectively manage interactions with individuals who may exhibit challenging behaviors, such as anger, exaggeration, or cold resentment. 1. The reverse play. This technique can significantly improve your relationship with someone who has let you down or is acting below their potential. Here's a step-by-step guide. So, Assess your dissatisfaction. Start by evaluating your feelings about the person's actions. Reflect on your own shortcomings. Consider what traits or behaviors of yours might be bothersome to them and be honest in your assessment. Initiate a conversation. Invite the person to talk, clarifying that your intent is not to criticize but to engage in a constructive dialogue. Express your perspective. Calmly outline the behaviors that may be causing friction, checking in after each point to see if they resonate with their view. Invite further discussion. Encourage them to share any additional concerns or suggestions for improvement. Show gratitude. Thank them for their willingness to be open and honest during this conversation. This method demonstrates humility and receptiveness to feedback, potentially prompting the other person, be it a child, partner, or employee, to mirror your openness and be more mindful of their actions. After a month, you may notice a positive shift in their behavior. 2. The truth detector. During tense conversations, it's common for people to say things they don't genuinely believe. When faced with someone prone to exaggeration, allow their statements to pass without defensiveness and calmly inquire, "Do you truly believe that?" This approach is not confrontational. Rather, it encourages the person to reflect on whether their perception may be exaggerated. If they affirm their claims, deeper issues may need to be addressed. However, in many situations, this technique can help de-escalate tension and foster a more objective view of the problem. Listening without judgment can reassure the individual that you are on their side. 3. The switch. In customer service roles, representatives often encounter frustrated customers far more than satisfied ones. If you find yourself in such a scenario, or if you are managing a teenager, angry exchanges can become the norm. Instead of reacting defensively, consider pausing and responding with a simple, This initial response may provoke further frustration, but follow it up with, "Please tell me more." By doing this, you shift from being perceived as an adversary, whether as a seller of subpar products or an unsupportive parent, to becoming an ally who is genuinely interested in understanding their concerns. Building meaningful connections requires more than just eloquent speech. By maintaining a consistent interest in others, being truthful, and showing empathy, you can avert negative situations or crises in relationships. Here are some strategies that can enhance your communication skills over time. 1. The impact of gratitude. While a simple thank you suffices for minor gestures, a more profound expression of gratitude is necessary for those who go out of their way or make sacrifices. This involves 3 key steps. Express your thanks with specificity. For example, when addressing a teenage child, you might say, "I truly appreciate that you took my advice seriously and made an effort to control your anger instead of breaking things." Recognize their efforts. Acknowledge the difficulty of their actions by stating, "I know it's not easy to manage your emotions, and it takes a lot of strength to do so." Share the positive impact on your life. Conclude with the benefits of their change, such as, "Now I feel more secure and can communicate with you openly, knowing you will respond maturely." This approach is particularly powerful when communicating with family, friends, or colleagues who have made a significant effort on your behalf. Depth in relationships requires acknowledging and valuing others' contributions. 2. The importance of transparency. Stipulation refers to the practice of 2 parties reaching an agreement on certain facts before discussing a matter further, similar to legal stipulations. Conversely, withholding information can lead to assumptions that there are larger issues at play. To foster trust, it's essential to address any potential concerns before they arise. Additionally, to remain fully present in conversations, refrain from pre-planning your responses while the other person is speaking. This will help ensure that you engage with their message fully. 3. Asking transformational questions. Much of our day-to-day communication is transactional, focusing on practical matters. Where are my keys? What bonuses come with this job? Or, why wasn't the product demo ready on time? While these questions are necessary, they do not foster deeper connections. Instead, consider asking questions that demonstrate genuine interest in the other person's aspirations or experiences, such as, what can I inquire about to better understand your project or future ambitions? Many individuals may find that they have not been asked such thought-provoking questions before. You might also reflect on your own journey by asking, what actions can I take today to enhance my happiness or well-being in the next 5 years? Or how will I feel if I remain in the same job a year from now? While transactional questions are effective for daily tasks, transformational inquiries propel personal growth and deeper connections. It's often said that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, to prioritize listening over speaking. While this may sound trivial, the essence of effective communication is rooted in our ability to listen attentively rather than merely express our own views. At times, simply allowing someone to express themselves can lead to better understanding and connection. Hence, it's crucial to approach conversations with a mindset of listening before responding and to reflect before dismissing others' perspectives. To enhance your interpersonal relationships, consider the following strategies. Create a list of your expectations for those around you, be it family, colleagues, or friends. Evaluate whether you live up to these standards yourself. This exercise can clarify the fairness and validity of your expectations and judgments. Identify a seemingly unattainable goal for yourself or your organization. Challenge yourself or your team by asking, what steps could we take to make this possible? Engage in brainstorming sessions to uncover innovative solutions. Cultivate empathy daily by imagining yourself in the circumstances of individuals you find challenging. Reflect on various scenarios that might explain their behavior and experiences, thereby deepening your understanding of their perspectives.